Yeah. They did a couple as anime that went like direct to DVD. They were like pilots for the show.
Right,
They
right.
were, they were okay. I think you could maybe go a little bigger. I'm amazed we don't have Castlevania yet. I'm legit. I'm glad because the one they were going to make was going to suck.
It
But
would. I feel
I'm
like
amazed they haven't made Castlevania.
I feel like it could just be Van Helsing. Just they
Yeah,
would just do
Van,
that.
Van, Van Helsing pretty much is the Castlevania movie just without Simon Belmont.
Yeah.
And at this point, I think the CGI in the most recent Castlevania game was better than the CGI in Van Helsing.
Okay.
So almost anything would be. I actually liked that movie, but the CGI was awful.
Have you considered creating a Game Overthinker spin-off starring Commissioner Bunnyface?
I've considered many Game Overthinker spin-offs. Not necessarily starring Commissioner Bunnyface yet, because I don't know that you could get a whole show out of that one 30 seconds of looped footage we got of my brother's rabbit standing still. But anything's possible. If I could get Dylan, that's the rabbit, to to move around under direction, which I don't think is doable. But you never know. But it's certainly possible. I love Commissioner Bunnyface, and I'm glad that the fans are warming up to him as a character.
What is the most overrated movie of all time? Ooh.
Of all time?
Of all time.
All time. Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Yeah, go. Now, okay, go quick. Show of hands. Who's actually watched this all the way through? I know we all know Gone with the Wind. Who's watched, because it's like the class. Who's watched it all the way through?
That's 2 out of 9.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Now I know some people love it, so I don't want to give everyone a real hard time, but it's not really that good.
No,
the reason it's a classic is really because this book was like Twilight when this movie came out, that everyone had read it and everyone loved it and everyone needed to see this movie, and it's pretty damn good. There's some good parts to it, but it's a long slog.
Oh. Hang on, Bob.
In between the scenes that you know, because they're the good ones.
So are you saying now that 80 years from now we have to look forward to the Twilight films being modern classics?
No. Okay, maybe Twilight was a bad example. It was more like the Da Vinci Code in its time, where everyone had read this book. So a little more than that. Twilight, I think Twilight's already over myself. Like, I know the movie did really well. I don't really see like the huge mass culture thing for it that I did even 2 years ago. I think its fan base is graduating from high school.
To come to the defense of Gone with the Wind here for a second, though, it did some really interesting things filmmaking-wise for its time.
Oh, absolutely.
So, that's the only reason it is still relevant in filmmaking.
I would never say that Gone with the Wind isn't relevant. It's hugely relevant. The burning of Atlanta is an incredibly important scene in cinema history. The big pan back from the all the bodies to the big Confederate flag. Hattie McDaniel being the first person of color to get an Academy Award. All of these are important things. I don't know that when they do the big roll of all the classic movies that it really quality-wise belongs there next to Wizard of Oz, Citizen Kane, Singing in the Rain, which is where it usually goes. But that's just me. Like from the same I think from the same relative year, I would say that like the Errol Flynn Robin Hood is probably like a better movie of that era in that same kind of heightened romantic style. But again, that's just me. That's just me.
Well, the poster actually doesn't help when it says the most magnificent motion picture of all time.
And it's quite something to build up. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at the time, this was like the book everyone had read. Clark Gable was the biggest star on the planet. So I mean, this was huge.
And if I remember, it was actually one of the first movies to use trailers.
Oh yeah, it was unprecedented. Just what the Gone with the Wind movie was the capper to the gigantic, worldwide Gone with the Wind media blitz. And it was that nothing compares to how big this franchise was at the time.
And you also have the fact that you've got Tom Hanks in the Da Vinci Code movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of an interesting comparison as well. One of the biggest male stars of our time.
I think the Da Vinci Code would have been even huger a few years ago when Tom Hanks was, Tom Hanks. I mean, like, Tom Hanks, he's almost like an elder statesman of movies now. Like, I love Tom Hanks, and I love that he sort of transitioned from being like, Mr. Actor guy to being like America's foremost history teacher. He is the man. I really like Tom Hanks. I didn't see Larry Crown, and that's because I like Tom Hanks, and I want to continue liking Tom Hanks. And I just didn't want to see him phone it in a Julia Roberts movie about a guy on a motor scooter.
Well, I'm really looking forward to Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close with Tom Hanks.
Yeah, that looks like a tough watch.
Yeah.
That looks like it's going to be rough going, but I'll even forgive them for you two in the, which is usually like one of the
death knells.
A movie is either going to be really, really good or really, really bad if there's you two in the trailer.
True facts.
I do what I can.
Speaking of facts, actually, that's
yeah.
a good. So
good
we
segue.
part of what we're doing here on Desert Bus is we take in challenges from people and do stupid things because they asked us to.
Got it.
One of the ongoing challenges we have is somebody offered to donate money based on how many facts we can get from different people. And so we're asking people, everybody who phones in, to give us one fact that we can add to our list in the hopes of, so just some sort of random fact. We've had things about bees and about all sorts of crazy things. Yeah, whatever, anything. So
Does somebody want to set a stopwatch?
We have a timer already. We'll just go now.
Kick ass. The highest grossing live action family film ever made, adjusted for inflation, is the original Muppet movie.
Really?
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that is true. According to TVtropes.org, that is true.
the highest authority.
We're gonna spend all day there now.
Yes.
You'll never believe what review I was writing recently that I would know that.
Can you give us a preview of that? Because I'm actually really curious if that's any good.
It's good. Go see it.
Really?
All right.
All right.
Yeah, the Muppets is great. Go see it.
Huh.
Now you don't have to watch the review.
When it comes out, when you dodge Thanksgiving after dinner conversation early to go do stuff you need to do, go see the Muppet movie.
I'm gonna be here. So.
People on the forums are asking if you know any facts about monkeys.
Scientific facts about monkeys.
Not necessarily scientific. They could be very unscientific.
Chimpanzees and humans shared 98% of the same DNA.
All right.
See, the thing is that he said, I should get on cam here for this. He said that, okay, it's not really, because people are mad now. It's like, oh, it's not an animal fact because so far we had so many animal facts. But really, animal is a Muppet.
Damn! Animal is a Muppet.
1 degree of separation. There we go.
Yeah.
Boom.
That's beautiful.
All right. I think we don't want to take up too much of your time here with random questions being asked by random people. So thank you very much. I think there's is it one more here that guy wants to know if you're going to do any more history episodes of he really liked the Hollywood 101 series of episodes. I was wondering if you were planning on doing any more history ones.
It all depends on what I have the time for, or what the episode is feeling like at the time. I plan a lot of these out in advance, but often end up like deleting them because I'm no longer interested or it's no longer like super relevant. I suppose a history one could come back in if something kind of strikes my fancy that's worth doing about. Always welcome suggestions and such. Oh God, did I say that? My box is going to get so full.
We'll edit that out.
Yeah. So there's
Out of
that.
the live stream. Yeah.
It can always get done. I could do some history. The History of Hollywood one was really only going to be 1 episode, and it just couldn't be, and turned into 4. So you never know. I might do like people say, oh, you should do history of video games or history of comics. I am so not qualified to tell the whole history of either of those things. But you never know. You really you never know. People keep saying that I should. At some point, I really do have to do the pony episode. At some point, I just kind of have to.
Ooh,
I see something I wasn't supposed to.
Are you in the pony camp, or are you in the
glue camp?
People who don't quite understand the pony camp?
I've seen it. I enjoy it. I don't watch religiously, but I've watched it. I thought it was pretty good. It could definitely be an episode.
All right. So so then of course the question is, who is your favorite pony?
Because the chat is dying to know.
Yeah, the chat. I don't know if you're reading the chat right now, but it is quite active about the pony love.
There is a right answer to this question.
Yes.
They're also concerned about your Bostonian accents. If you want to put the two of those together, feel free, I guess.
Yes. Boston. Well, I'm holding back the accent. People said it was a little too thick sometimes in some of the episodes, so I'm kind of pulling it back right now. Now I'm trying to remember what these things' names are now.
Just say the color, and we'll fill in what we want.
Which one's the funny one?
That would be
Pinkie Pie.
Rainbow Dash.
Rainbow Dash is the correct answer to any question.
It doesn't fly. I do know that it doesn't fly.
Was it pink?
Pinkie Pie?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that's the answer.
All right. All right.
Friends
Well,
off, Bob. Friends off.
Thank you very much, Bob, for calling in.
Hey, no problem. Oh, is that all? Oh, okay.
Well, we can talk more if you want, but
No, I'm as long as you need to until I get annoyed.
All right.
All right.
Hey,
Go with the
all right.
offensive questions.
It's a chat contest now. How quickly can we annoy Bob?
Hey, Movie Bob, I got a question.
Don't filter the bad questions. I love the bad questions.
Oh, really? Oh, I can go back up to the top then.
Wait, we have a question in room.
Yeah. Movie Bob, why is Rhode Island way better than Massachusetts?
Why is what?
Why is Rhode Island way better than Massachusetts?
I don't know that they are, but wait, isn't H.P. Lovecraft is buried in Rhode Island?
Yes, he is. Which means that's where Cthulhu's buried.
We have Salem.
Salem. Well,
okay, good. There you go. Wait, oh shit, was that the answer? Bus, was that the answer?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, God.
Well, we have to ask the question.
Oh, okay.
What's your opinion on erotic Star Trek fan fiction? Are you pro or con? It's a question we've been asking a number of our guests, so it's important.
No, I've heard it asked. I'm trying to remember what my carefully researched answer was. I just remembered Yeoman Rand, so...
Hello.
For it. There you go. I don't know, do people know that erotic Star Trek fan fiction was like the first adult fan fiction?
That's where the slash comes from.
Yes, yeah, that's where that comes from.
Kirk / Spock. And then it goes from there.
Yeah, so essentially Star Trek fandom was invented by, horny female sci-fi writers.
Yeah.
There you go.
Crazy times.
Okay, we've got another question from the chat. Dear Movie Bob, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Well, woodchuck's usually about 20-25 pounds full grown. Average log is about 5 pounds. So actually, they have those little tiny arms. I don't know that they can chuck anything. If they could, probably not much.
All right.
I have a real question here.
Oh, real question.
Real question. And this is something I kind of wondered about myself. Have you ever fallen asleep watching 2001?
I don't think falling asleep. No, I think as a kid I did sort of, drift off a little bit during the parts that you're not really supposed to pay attention to.
Okay. Good. Something I've always had a problem with.
Paul,
so.
did you do that?
Really?
Yes. Huh. Not the last time. That was okay.
Well, I love the idea that monolith is the fourth wall.
Mind blown.
There is a chat question that I'm actually curious about. What did you think of the Red Hood and the Outlaws DC reboot?
Terrible. Terrible. I will confess that I read, I read through it in a store.